Hello everyone, welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have the actor Ronald. Ronald is from London in the UK. So let's see what Ronald has to say. Enjoy the interview.
Hello Ronald, how are you?
Hello William, good to meet you. I'm well, thank you.
Nice to meet you too. Okay Ronald, so just before we start the game, how are you today?
Running around a lot, very tired, but generally, okay. Yeah.
Good. And so tell me, where are you from?
I'm from Sidcup in southeast London, in England, in the UK. And I've lived all over the world, and then I've come back to Sidcup again. I've heard that is a very high percentage of people die within 30 miles of the place where they were born. But so apparently I'm sticking to those statistics and helping with that somehow. I'll see what the future brings, yeah.
Right, and what do you do for a living?
I'm an actor. I've done some theatre and some television. The pandemic has caused some quietness in that arena, but again, everything's moving forward, so let's see how that goes.
Absolutely. And in your opinion, what's the best part of being an actor?
I think it's if you're an actor, then it helps to be an empathic and analytical person. So when you're acting, you really have to throw yourself completely into somebody else's shoes and understand their point of view, their motivation, and that helps you in your everyday life as well, because then even though you might be looking at people from a professional point of view and thinking, that I can see that you would be a good person to go on screen, on the other hand, it helps you see other people's points of view as well. For example, you're told that there's no such thing as really an evil person, there's only motivation. And to understand motivation, then you'd have to put yourself in that person's position and understand why they're doing what they're doing. That does help you in everyday life. I think it does. Makes you understand that not everything is so black and white as we might quickly presume.
Absolutely. And you can play on different characters, on different personalities that maybe you don't hold it, you don't have it, isn't it? It's like a challenge for you to be in somebody's shoes, as you said.
Yeah. The way that it should go is that you should read your script, and then you should try and first see if you've ever met someone like that. How would you behave in that situation, or how did someone else behave in that situation? And then, it is. I don't know how to explain it really.
Fascinating word, isn't it? It's a fascinating way of...
Yeah, and it's a constant challenge, and every day is different. And and if you are the sort of person whose brain sort of jumps around a lot, then it satisfies you completely. Especially if you think that you have, if you think there are certain messages that are being put out in a script are really important, to have the responsibility to do that. It's an amazing thing, especially if there are subjects so extreme as, for example, the Holocaust or war in general, or even just a challenge that one person went through. It's still going to be massively important to that one person, and so you have taken on that responsibility. On the other hand, sometimes just the responsibility of, for example, being in a comedy and knowing that you could make somebody's day better just if you do your job well. And maybe they'll watch that thing for the rest of their life and hold it close to their hearts. That's an amazing thing. And lots of careers give you that opportunity, but I think it's quite a small range. Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, good. Very good. Okay, Ronald. So, welcome to William and the Magic Box. So I've got here. My best friends, okay? full of random fun questions. I'm just gonna play a song now just for us to move a little bit before the first question, okay? And if there is a question, if you don't have an answer for, you don't want to answer, I always can change and pick another one, okay? It's all very friendly and very genuine, okay? No pressure, right? Right, let's do it. I hope you like it, music. Right, Ronald, ready for the first question?
Ready, yes.
Let's do it. So the first question is, what keeps you up at night?
Oh, knowing what's to come the next day, I think. Yeah. I think it's a really good idea to way before bedtime, plan your day ahead, and then do something completely different to break that, and then go to bed to ensure a good night's sleep.
Absolutely. Sometimes if I wake up in the middle of the night and I start thinking about something that's happening in my life, that's it. It's such as a problem sometimes.
I have two solutions to that. One of them is to meditate, but if you don't know how to do that, the other is that I have a room that I imagine. And I imagine myself walking down the steps into that room, and that room is a place where I know I can sleep, and I close the door behind me and I lie down, and now I'm in that room, and then I sleep.
I like that. Wow, I'm gonna put in practice. Next time it happens, I know what to do now.
It took a while, but yeah, it's a handy thing to have in your toolbox, yeah.
Very good, very good. Let's go for the second question. Let's do it. What are you drinking, by the way?
I am drinking coffee, perhaps not as strong as it should be. It would help me dance more. But
Next question for you is, how would you like to be remembered in life?
As someone who caused as little problems for other people as possible.
Oh, that's a nice one.
Yeah, I think that's it. And the fact that I gave the answer so quickly, I think shows how many times I've sort of... Yeah. I think as long as you have good motivation in what you do, and as long as you leave a conversation with the other person happier or no worse than when you went into it, then you're probably doing okay. Yeah.
Very good. Very good. Let's go for another one. Let's do it. Right, before the next question, what's the best part of living in London, and what's the most challenging part in your opinion?
Oh, the best thing about living in London is that it's so multicultural, and you can have, there is everything here. Like, I've had people visit and they have something special that they really miss from home. They don't need to because they've got it in London. It's there. It's absolutely fantastic. And there's always something new to do. There's new exhibitions, there's new bands playing, or at least there were, but soon to come. Yeah, and so the second part of your question.
What's the most challenging part?
Oh, with all due respect, because everybody loves tourists because they're the lifeblood of the city, but sometimes when you just want to go to work, if they're standing on the wrong side of the escalator, or if you're trying to get through a street and it's completely packed because there's something really exciting going on, that can be a little frustrating. But it wouldn't be London without it. It's the energy, and the lifeblood and everything like that. So I would say it's a very, very minor problem compared to all the good things that they bring.
Very good, very good. Next question for you is, right, let's pretend if somebody come up to you and say, okay, Ronald, you need to remove forever for your phone, for your phone. Social media or YouTube? Which one would you choose and why?
YouTube, because I can access it elsewhere, and I rarely use it on my phone, to be honest. Yeah, and if it is an emergency, I can probably assault a stranger and ask to watch videos on there, as strange as that question might immediately ask. I need the new Taylor Swift, give me your Nokia. That's a strange thing to ask someone in the street. I don't know.
Right, next one, let's do it. Let's get another question for you. Right, what is your favorite guilty pleasure TV show?
Oh, I don't have any guilty pleasures. Do I have any programs that maybe I watch more than I should? At the minute, it's RuPaul's Drag Race. I've managed to watch so many episodes of the United States version, and I'm up to season 12 now, so no surprises if you've already watched it, please, because I'm still watching. Yeah, I think that one, because traditionally I'd be the person that says to everybody, "Oh, I'm really against reality television. It's the devil and all of this sort of thing." But then when Drag Race comes on, I'm like, and then so yeah. I think that all of us can have our little so-called failings in life, because they're not failings at all. It's good to change your life and do different things.
Absolutely. I'm not against a reality TV show, but I never watched it. This one I never watched before. I need to get into it. I know how big it is. I know it's very popular, but I never got into it. You know, like overall series for me to start watching a series, I need to put some effort on it. I'm just always like, I don't watch TV very often, but I would like to start this one because it's something big, it's something huge, you know, like UK and Australia as well, I heard. So,
and they've started a Canadian one, and there's a Philippines one coming as well.
wow.
The reason that I think that it's a good show is not just because it's entertaining and the people are such characters in it, but it's also because of the messages that they give. The fact that they tell everybody just be yourself, and it doesn't matter as long as you're a good person. But it's also like, I like the premise, because at the end of each episode, or most episodes, they do a lip sync competition to music.
Yeah.
And in that, they say you have to lip sync for your life, and everybody gets all dramatic. Think of living in a world where the worst thing that can happen to you is that you have to mime along to a song. That you never need to worry about like disease or war or any form of trouble. The worst thing that will ever happen is that you might miss a lyric singing along to a song. I'd like to live in a planet like that. I think it would be a lot nicer.
Amazing. Next question. Let's do it. Okay, Ronald, just before the next question, when was the exactly moment when you thought, okay, I was born to be an actor? There was a moment in your life that you recall that you said, okay, that's what I was born to be. There was like a moment in your life, or you just naturally start going, you know what I mean, through the profession, and then it came naturally?
I'd say it was a gradual process, because I had my grandfather on my mum's side, and then my great-grandfather on my dad's side were both actors. And but then there were various other careers that other relatives did as well. I knew it was there, but I didn't sort of analyse it too much. And then I was in a writers group. I actually worked in IT for 20 years. I didn't do it. And then I was in a writers group, and the lady that was in that group got into a very good acting college, and I thought, well, I might as well try that, because I'm not very good at public speaking. It will help me in my day-to-day work. And then once I got in there, it was actually a gradual process. I just started enjoying it, and then I thought, okay, this might be an option. And by the time I was getting towards the end of the first year, I realised actually this is what I want to do. So it was overnight, over 365 nights, I would say, that I realised, yeah.
Very good, very good. Next question is, what is the most difficult thing have you ever done?
Okay, I had a challenge. I was on the way to see a friend's band play, and I was living in Finland at the time, and it was the depths of winter, and I was on the outside of Helsinki, and I took a wrong turn, and I went along this road that didn't have a pavement, and as I was going through the snow, I saw some like what I thought was another pavement just lower down. I thought, well, if I go that way, I can get to the place more easily. So I jumped, and I obviously wasn't thinking clearly, because it wasn't a pavement, it was a river, and it was ice, and I fell straight through it.
Oh, wow.
Luckily, what I had to do was then drag myself out of it. So, you know, you're slipping and everything. I threw my bag over, went onto my bag, pulled myself that way, and then threw it again onto snow, and then dragged myself that way, and then I was covered in water. So that was going to be a problem. So then I had to phone up a friend of mine who I knew lived nearby, to see if I could get to his and get some clothes quickly, because that was going to be a big problem, because it was absolutely freezing outside. I'm wet. Really big problem. When I called him, it sounded like I was talking to a robot. It was like, and I didn't even know if he'd got my message properly. So I just turned up, and with all like frost all over me now. And luckily, yeah, I got changed, and I still got to the gig. But yeah, dragging myself out of that was a challenge. Yeah, I don't want to do that again. Yeah.
Oh, wow, very scary. My God. Wow. Next question?
Yes, let's do this.
Let's do it. Good answer you are.
Thank you.
Okay, next question is, what is the nicest thing a family member has ever done for you?
I'll be cliche and just say been there. I think that's all you ever ask of your family, really, that they'll stand by you. And that does sound wet. And if anybody watches this, I don't blame them for sticking their fingers down their throat. But it's kind of true. And once you hear about the potential problems that other people do have, you start realizing how lucky you are with the family that you do have. I hope that anyone who might watch this has a family like that, because it does mean a lot. And it doesn't have to be your family. My family, yes, they have stood by me, but other people, their extended family, their friends, or people they've met socially or even at work, you can call that family as long as they're as close to you and mean as much to you as your family can. It's important to have blood relatives, but they don't have to be everything.
Absolutely. And all your family, they live in London as well, or outside London?
Yeah, in the London area. Yeah. Nearby. Yes. I have nothing more to add to that. Yeah.
Good. Very good. Next question. Okay, Ronald. And what's the most challenging part of being an actor, in your opinion?
Oh, getting the work. I think everybody would say that. Getting the work. Trends change, so sometimes your look isn't in fashion and sometimes it is. And then getting the attention of the casting directors who may or may not be listening to you or your agent, or they might want you, but the people who are doing the production have decided they want to go another way. And it's a constant struggle. And you sort of run on the presumption, well, not a presumption, the hope that, well, if I've done this many auditions, then that must be good then, because how many auditions do I have to do before I get a job? So I've already done so many and not got any work. That means I'm definitely going to get the next one. And I think that every single actor survives by thinking like that. I think that you can look at even the biggest actors and you'll think, wow, they're constantly employed. Look, 2020 they did this, 2021 they did that. It's like, yeah, but that's one job a year. And most people, they work every day in so-called standard jobs. You have to be mentally resilient and you have to financially survive. So yes, it's a constant challenge.
All right. Next question for you is, do you know anyone who is living their life to the fullest?
I don't know. I think lots of people give an impression that they are. I think they're very good at that. I have some friends that it's clear that they appreciate what they have, whether or not they're doing everything they could, either by their standards or someone else, I don't know, to be honest. I find that human beings have different levels of openness as well, so they will not necessarily tell you when they're unhappy or even happy. Typical British person will, if they're happy, will say, oh, I'm all right. And I'm all right means everything's good. So sometimes it's difficult to gauge. And lots of people feel that they don't want to bother anybody with their problems, which is unfortunate. But are they living their life to the fullest? No, I don't think. I think we've all got the capacity to do more in the nicest possible sense.
Absolutely. I think living the life to the fullest is a personal thing. As you said, sometimes you're just living your best of your life, but you're not like you're spreading around. You're not like showing off or anything. You're just living the moment. And, it's a personal thing, I believe.
Like I say, let's go back to are you happy and are you making other people happy? And if you are, then you'll be doing a good job.
Yeah, I agree with you. Next question, Ronald. Let's do it. Next question for you is, what is your most embarrassing moment?
Apart from dragging myself out that river.
That was an accident. I wouldn't take a shame.
Yeah, nobody saw. Most embarrassing. Oh, okay. I don't know if this is the most embarrassing, but it ranks up there. I was at school and we were doing skiing lessons on a dry ski slope, and they told us that we had to wear really baggy running bottoms. And we had this ski lift that was one of those poles with the spring, and it has a disc at the bottom. And they told us we had to step off halfway up the ski ramp. So I got the pole, and it's like I'm holding onto it, and I'm being dragged up the hill, and it's sort of jerking. I'm like, oh, I have to step off here. As I stepped off, it hooked right into my running bottoms and ripped everything underneath out, which took the material from behind as well. So I carried on skiing anyway, finished the lesson because I paid for it, I'm going to get my money. And then I had to make my way home, which was like 6 miles away and 2 buses away, with a 20-minute wait for the bus in between. So everybody had a good view of what saved me. So that ranks up there. I'd say that's in the top 5, yeah.
That's funny. For you at the time, oh my God, imagine. Gosh.
All of our parents will say no, but it builds character. Yes.
Yes, so I think they say.
And for it, yeah.
Interesting. Next one. Ronald, before the next one, there was any project that worked with, and you need to play doing different accents, or did you ever play a play that you need to do a different accent, or do you like doing different accents, or?
Yeah, I mean, I did a play, Goodnight Mr. Tom, where I had to do an accent of somebody from the southwest of England, but my family's from there, so I was used to, well, my dad's family, so I was used to sort of mocking the accent a little anyway. I hope that it didn't come across as mocking when I was doing the play though. But then I was on a television program, and I've spent most of my life cleaning my accent to make it so that anybody where English isn't their first language can understand me clearly. And I sound almost, any English people watching this will say, no, you don't, you definitely sound like a southerner. I tried to get rid of my accent from southeast London with varying levels of success. But then I was on a TV program, and they stipulated that I had to speak in what was my original accent. So I had to phone up my brother and speak to him on the phone so I could remember what my original voice sounded like. I was able to do, but then, yeah, that was a strange challenge. Talk in your own voice. Okay, give me a moment. I have to remember that. So, yeah.
How about other countries? Have you ever done anything about other countries?
Not yet, and I would love to. There is a line between doing the accent and portraying that person, and doing it so it looks like you're almost doing a caricature of them. And you have to be careful not to cross that line, I think. So yeah, I would love to play people from other nationalities. I think I think the best way to develop a foreign accent is to have fun with it in the most respectful way.
Absolutely, yes.
Once you start thinking about it, that's when you start making mistakes. So I think if you just have fun with it, and then you associate fun with it, it becomes more naturally, I think. Yeah.
I believe so. Great. Next question for you is, if you could stay any age for the rest of your life, what age would be that, and why?
I'd probably go back to my mid-30s. I think that was a good time. Yeah, I'd say about 36. That was all right. Yeah.
And why?
Even with hindsight, I'm relatively satisfied with the life lessons I'd learnt up to that point. I had maybe an extra centimetre of hairline. But it depends how. If you're saying that you're then bringing everything that's accompanied that age, do you mean that you get everything like that group of friends at that age? Do you get that job at that age, or is it just a physical and mental way of looking at it? It would depend on what this so-called gift brings with it, I think. Yeah.
Understand, absolutely. Next question.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Next question for you, Ronald. What things do you consider to be relationship deal breakers?
Don't be rude to my friends and family. I think whether you get on with them or not, whether you get on with your partner's friends or family or not, is a bonus. But you can't always. But at least you can do as people. Because you've got to understand the importance to your partner. That's one. 50-50 on the housework. It doesn't matter. And the last one would be for me. I'm going to see Iron Maiden. You will come with me, and you will even pretend to enjoy it. So that's pretty much a deal breaker. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Next one. That's it. Before the next question, I'd like you to share like a moment during your career when something very funny happened, or maybe you forgot a line, or maybe something didn't go well during the shoot of your career. Something that you can share, something that you remember.
The problem is that I'm so self-critical that when things go wrong, for me it's just not funny, and I really beat myself up about it. I was on stage and I was supposed to say a line and then walk off, like leaving this emotional feeling left behind. And I said the line, and as I walked off, somebody had left a chair at the side of the stage from where they'd cleared the last performance. And of course, you're not thinking, is there something in front of me? Because you do it every night and it's automatic. And I walked straight into the chair and it smacked me straight in the shin. And the people on the front row saw it. And unfortunately, it was a group of local schoolgirls who had been playing with their phones during the performance, and also did not really want to be there either. So I got quite a lot of giggling for the rest of the performance. So yeah, that was appreciating. But I stayed in character, professional to the end. So that's something at least, yeah. But yeah, but aside from that, yeah, I know it sounds really awful, but I'm just far too self-critical to find humour when anything goes wrong. Yeah, I know that sounds miserable. I don't mean it.
It does that. It does. It just the way I think all of us, we have our moments when we're like very, when something doesn't go right. Just, you know what I mean? You go like, I wish that thing never happened, or this little second I have done something to change. You know what I mean? I understand. Yeah. We are all have those moments when you are hard on ourselves.
Yeah, and in theatre, the wonderful thing about theatre, and the reason why people can go to repeat performances, is because they are different every single time. You might say a lot, or maybe something will go wrong, and you know that sometimes that's really nice for the audience, because they can say, "Oh, he didn't say that yesterday," and then they can tell all their friends about it, and it's good to show that you're fallible and that you're just as human. But of course, the biggest sin is breaking character. It's like if I had walked into that chair and then immediately started swearing, that would have been bad. But, yeah.
Right. Next question is, what's the best compliment have you ever received?
Really terrible at things like this. This is another British thing as well. We always want people to say nice things about us, but we don't really want to
share it.
A lady the other day said I had nice eyes. I think that's one of the benefits of everybody having face masks. We realise how lovely everybody's eyes are. So I would deflect that and say how lovely everybody else's eyes are. Yeah, it's been. None of us choose to be in this situation, but yeah, I think that lots of people don't have had problems with eye contact anyway, and now we're. And lots of us have learned to actually read people just from their eyes now. It's one of the benefits of this situation. Yeah.
And if I may say, when I looked up your profile for the very first time, one of the first things that got my attention definitely was your eyes. Definitely.
I would like to publicly then thank John Clark Photography for highlighting that element of me. It was his photographic skills that did that. So
no, don't be modest. Don't be modest. You've got beautiful eyes. Yeah. Next question for you. Let's do it. Let's get another question for you. Next question is, what do you like to cook the most?
You can't beat a good lasagna, to be honest. Yeah, if a lasagna is done well, then it's the best thing. It really is. And I think it's almost a perfect meal as well. So you've got your carbohydrates, your protein, you've got fruit and vegetables, and if you get a decent salad or some vegetables on the side, it's everything you need. And I don't really drink, but a glass of wine along with that, and I'm set for the night. Yeah.
Oh, are you more of a savory or sweet person?
Depends on the day. I would quite happily sit and eat cookies an entire night while watching 3 episodes of something on TV. But on the other hand, if I did get a giant bowl of something like pasta or whatever, I will keep going at that until it's destroyed. Depends.
Great. Next question for you, Ronald. Let's do it. Right. Next question for you is, if someone offered to tell your future, would you accept or not?
No, not at all.
Why?
Because then it wouldn't be my future anymore, because I'd be aware of it and it would change.
Wow, good answer. Very good answer. And it's the same person come up to you, say, okay, Ronald, I've got this envelope here with your death date inside. Would you open it or not?
I think that when it comes to things like death, yeah, it's out of our hands, either scientifically or religiously, philosophically, depending on what your personal beliefs are. But I think that you can do everything that you can to make yourself live as long as possible and live your best life. Yeah. And that's about it. I don't really want to know when it's going to end because it would affect the way that I behave. And if anything, I would worry so much that the date would come sooner. So yeah, I don't want to know. Yeah.
Very good, very good. Next question. Right, next question for you is, when you were a child, have you ever stolen anything and how did it happen?
Oh God, yes. My dad ran a gardening company in the 1980s, and he was renovating a pub, and my brother and I took some sweets from the garage that was there that was meant for the pub customers, and yeah, that didn't go well. We got into a lot of trouble for that. Yeah, and but the thing is that, yeah, I mean, now it sort of those sorts of experiences. I mean, it teaches you morals for later on. So, and I think that being a kid is about testing your boundaries anyway. So yeah, I forgive me for it.
Absolutely.
It's good chocolate as well. So.
I think all of us, like the children, the prohibited thing just pushes you to do it, isn't it? You know, you don't need it, but you just feel like just getting somehow.
Yeah, and yeah, seeing how far, because you don't know you. You don't know that you don't know you, but you don't know you. You don't know.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's good to find out what your skills are, what your limits are, and what your boundaries are. I think it teaches you a lot. Yeah. I recommend everybody go out and steal chocolate, but not from small businesses. We should support them.
At least when you are a child, there's excuse. I was a child.
Yeah.
Making mistakes. Children all make mistakes, for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Next question. Okay, Ronald from London. Next question for you is, in your opinion, what is the worst thing someone can say on a first date?
Apart from you're paying for everything. The worst thing. I mean, I've heard some terrible stories. I heard that many years ago, I met a girl on a date, and she told me her previous date was a policeman, and when he walked into the bar, he had a clipboard and a questionnaire and a pen, and he handed it to her and said, "Please, can you answer all of these questions? I'll be at the bar, just wave at me when you're done."
No way.
Way.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I think that's up there. Yeah.
Wow.
Didn't get a second date apparently. Yeah.
I never thought of that, actually. Imagine. Oh my goodness, that's horrible. That's horrible. My God.
She did it though. She completed the questionnaire. She's polite. Yeah, so.
I hope in the end she wrote, and please never contact me anymore. It was a pleasure being with your pod, like answering questions. It was a pleasure meeting it.
Yeah.
Very funny. 3 questions left for you, okay? Let's do it. Right, Ronald. Next question for you is, how would your best friend describe yourself?
Oh, annoying. There was a phrase that I heard a long time ago, which unfortunately has stayed true. I got called an arsehole with a heart, and I guess that's sort of true. We all have our moments. I hope funny. I hope supportive. But yeah, I'll leave it as that. Yeah, I hope funny and supportive. I hope.
Very good. Good one. 2 questions left. Let's do it. Okay, Ronald. Next question for you is, what does family mean to you?
Everything. Yeah, it means knowing there's someone there that understands you, someone who has gone through the same things as you. They have a unique point of view. They knew you when you were most vulnerable and watched you develop, and you've had the I was going to say the benefit, but it's actually a privilege to watch them do the same and to see how they grow stronger. It means a quite supportive unit who look after each other.
Very good, very good. Ready for the last one?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Okay, Ron, before the last question, when you look back from last year, March last year, when the world went upside down, like the lockdown, when you look back, what is the most positive thing you took out of all this journey since last year?
I began to appreciate priorities a lot more. I appreciated the people who were there for me, who I heard from. And that's not to belittle or say nasty things about those who I heard less from, because everybody had their own thing to focus on. So I don't think that people cut contact with others because they thought they're not worth my time. I think everybody had to survive, for want of better words, in their own way.
Mm-hmm.
So the people I did sort of have a tight circle with, I really appreciated that. Especially as I have so many friends in other countries as well. So the internet is a blessing in that respect. I don't know, I've heard it from so many people that I don't know how this whole situation would have been without the internet.
Imagine if it was the 90s, or imagine, oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, even 10 years ago, 15 years ago, lower internet speeds, I don't know how it would have gone. We're sort of twisting towards saying, actually, the internet, yes, with my friends, the internet is the thing that I appreciate, and I don't need that whatsoever. I was happy that the internet was there as a tool to connect to the people, the thing I appreciate most, which is my friends, and it's also made me appreciate how resilient they are as well. Like I said, everybody's gone through varying levels. Some people were thankfully untouched by all of this, and some people were horrendously affected. But somehow everybody's got through it, and I hope they continue to do so, because I think that we're all going to be affected by this in different ways as the years roll on. and it's going to reveal how everybody did react to it and how they've learned to survive and the lessons they've taken from it. I hope that only positivity comes from it. And I hope that everybody has good people around them to help them if positivity doesn't come out of it.
Absolutely.
Good. On a bit, but yeah.
Good, very good. Okay, it's not the end yet. Oh, sorry. I see. This was before the next question. Still have the last one for you. I was trying to skip the last question. Let's do it. Right. What is the weirdest food combination have you ever tried?
Actually, it wasn't that weird, but I've got two. My mum has a small book that was, she cut out recipes and games from magazines back in the 50s and the early 60s. And in there it has party games and cocktails that you can make for teenagers as they were new then. And one of them was a drink called Cow, and it was recommended as a non-alcoholic cocktail for teenagers. And it was half Coca-Cola, half milk. And you mix that together and it's a lot better than it sounds. Yeah, not amazing, but yeah, I think that wasn't a particularly obvious one to choose. And the other one was that when I was a teenager myself, I used to eat chocolate spread and cottage cheese sandwiches. It worked for me anyway. I can't say how other people will find it. They'll probably eat it and then they'll realise that there's a bit missing from my brain and I shouldn't recommend food to anybody. But I thought it was all right. Although having said that, I really think I haven't eaten it since then. So maybe that's a lesson somewhere in the back of my mind.
You're just trying in your imagination.
Yeah, very true.
Right, Ronald, it's not the end yet. Okay, let's play now the word association game. So I'm going to give away some words and you just tell me one word that comes to your mind, okay? Quick thinking.
Okay.
Let's start with politics. Which one? Power. Okay. How about money?
Flexibility.
Okay. Love.
Passion.
Family?
Everything.
Life.
Everything. I don't know why I'm using the same word. Yeah.
How about sex? Everything.
Yeah, everything. Wish list at the minute. But yeah.
How about religion?
Bunkum.
Fear.
Love.
Friendship.
Possibility.
Desire.
Passion.
Regrets.
Nothing.
Success.
Everything.
Wish.
Desire.
Happiness.
Family.
How about London?
Home.
And the last one now, acting.
The future.
Good, very good. Right, let's pretend now I'm going to meet your best friend for a cup of tea and I'm going to ask your best friend. Tell me the most beautiful thing about Ronald and tell me something that he still needs to improve on. What do you think your best friend will tell me?
Oh God, it will be, I know what the thing I need to improve on. Stop talking about myself and listen to my friends more. That would be the main thing. I give it all that all the time. But a good thing, or what would they tell me?
The most beautiful thing about yourself.
Oh, I'd hope they'd say my sense of humour.
Okay, good one. They're lucky.
I'd hope.
Right, let's play now Ronald and the Magic Box, and you can ask me a question. But before that, let's play the music one more time.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, Ronald, you can ask me a question now.
Okay, so here is the question. You can choose any film that you love, either has been made out at the minute or is going to be out in the future, and you can have a role in it opposite your favourite actor, and your family will love you and blah 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 blah. But to be in that film, all hats in the world have to be destroyed and no one can ever wear a hat ever again. Do you do it?
You You put me in a big spot now. My God.
It would depend on whether people would know there are no more hats or not. You could write it in their memory, for example.
Good one. Very good question.
No, but you would know.
Okay. Right.
That guy would look really good with that hat. But,
Very tricky question, but I love it. I love the question. I love the question. Okay. Just because I don't wanna live feeling guilty for the rest of my life about people wearing hats, I would pass on the movie. I would just pass, okay? I will just look okay watching the movie, and I would love to be there, but I prefer not to be there and not live my life feeling guilty, because I know how much people love wearing hats and how
we can have two possible results from this. So one is that every time you see a hat in the future, you look bad in that hat. I could have been in that film, isn't it? Stupid hat. Or whoever has the power to take away hats and put you in the film decides, well done, you have passed, and because you have proved you're such a good person, you can have a bigger role in the film and you get 5 lines instead of 2, and hopefully that would be the nice response to such a selfless answer as you gave.
Yes, it's still very difficult.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take the role. I'll take the role and forget about the hats. And okay, I'm done about the hat. People they wouldn't know anyway, and I'm sure they will find a way as well to wear something instead of the hat or make something different.
Collar, I can wear a big collar or
yeah, you know,
umbrella. Yeah.
Oh yes, absolutely. Yeah. Or maybe they would wear something instead of a hat. They're gonna make up something different. It wouldn't look a hat at all. So yeah, and I would have the main role in the movie. So I'd be happy.
Yeah, you could actually be doing them a massive favor by being so selfish. Yeah.
Anyway, good question. You made me think now. I love it. I love the question. Very good. Ronald, did you have a good time?
I did have a good time. I really enjoyed it. Thank you so much for asking me to be a part of it.
Thanks so much. Thanks for being kind and sweet and taking this this opportunity to be part of this in this show that I've been doing so far since last year. And before we go, I would like you to share a positive message or a positive quote, something that inspires you in life.
Oh, I can tell everybody my golden rule because it's always a good one. Apart from don't be a bad person, that should be obvious to everybody, I hope anyway. But the other one is a secret to moving forward is always do the extra thing that nobody else will do. If everybody has done 5 things, do the 6th thing. You've always got to be ahead of everybody. And if you keep doing that, then you're probably going to be okay.
I love that. Amazing. I'll remember that now, always. Rhoda, it was a pleasure. Thanks so much for your time. Thanks for the interview.
Pleasure as well. Thank you, William.
Keep in touch, okay? All the best. Enjoy your weekend.
Bye. You too.
Bye. Bye.
So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, to share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why you'd like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye bye, see you next time.